Alrighty, good morning everyone. This is Faith from Mini Mimi Thrifter. I'm a reseller on eBay, Mercari, and Amazon. I wanted to come on here today. Today is Tuesday morning, and I just wanted to show you everything that sold for me from Friday evening till Sunday evening. I had a total of 19 items going out. 2 items actually went to the same buyer, and so I'm going to pop the things up on the screen. I've already got these things already packed and shipped, of course. So I'll pop the items up on the screen right here, but I'm going to go through it with you from, right here. Alrighty, I had a Pyrex 6-inch little round glass lid. It sold for, this is the buyer's all in, at $26.06. This was a very good lid. It had no chips, no cracks, no little bitty flea bites or anything like that. Flea bites are just tiny, tiny little chips that you can't, half the time your camera can't even pick it up, but you can feel it with your fingers. Alrighty, the second item going out is a little home interior crystal candle votive. It was only about 4 inches tall. I sold it for, I think a lady made me an offer for 4. I took it. She's all in at $9.35. It was in really good condition. It still had the little rubber, like a little gasket for the little candle to set in. It was still pliable. It wasn't dry rot or anything. It was in really good condition. I just had the one though, so. Alrighty, then the next item is Hot Wheels 2016 Peanuts, a set of, I think it was 5, yeah. It was a set of 5 little Hot Wheel cars, still in their original containers. The cards were in great condition. I don't think, I said maybe one of them might have one corner slightly bent, but the rest were in really good condition. Collectors love to have their cards flat as possible, hopefully with no creases or anything like that. You know, the better the condition of the card, the more likely that they want it. And so I sold that was a complete set of these little Peanuts characters, and it sold for buyer all in at $41.02. Alrighty, and excuse me, that was part of my husband's collection. He was, sweet enough to give me some of his items. He's downsizing, so he's just having me sell them off. That was his collection, so we are in at 0 on that item. And the first 2 items I'm also 0 because they were part of my collections. Alright, and this next item is also one of my collections. I keep looking at myself. It's a Corningware blue corn flour dish. It's like a little pie pan baking dish. It was about 8 inches across and round. It was in really good condition as well. The buyer's all in with that at $51.41. Another one of my items that, or not one of my items, another item that my husband graciously donated. It's a Johnny Lightning Fearless Funny Car. It was a Tom Daniels design, and it was Mean Maverick. It was in really good condition as well. It sold really quickly. I was really surprised at how quickly it sold. I think it sold within like a couple of hours. But it sold, buyers all in at $16.37. So of course 0 on that item that we paid into it. The next item is, it's a lot of 3 fly stick glue trap things. It was 3 of them, and they sold buyers all in at $12.45 on those. I believe it was free shipping. I can't exactly remember where I got these. I keep thinking that it was on one of my trips before all this mess started, down to Paragould, Arkansas, and me and my husband ran down there, and I made a killing that day. My truck was just loaded. The back seat was just full. I had a really good day that day on fine. So I paid, I think that's where I got this. I paid, I don't know, I'm going to say 25 cents to 50 cents a piece on these items. I'm not really sure. Alrighty, the next item is, this is part of my collection, so we have 0 into it. It's some vintage salt and pepper shakers. They were, you know, I don't know, 3 inches tall, whatever, 3 or 4 inches tall. And I made a set of 3 because I had 2 clear ones with the design, and I had 1 white one with the design. And since I didn't have that second white one, I just threw it on in with the clear ones. And the buyer is all in at $29.97 on those. They were in really good condition. They didn't have any chips or cracks or flea bites or anything. They were really pretty. Alrighty, another of my collection is a Monster High doll. Spectra. She's from the Ghoul Sports series. The buyer is all in with this one at $25.42. Still in her box. Very good condition. So we are all in at 0 for that. And a lot of these items sold. I had a lot of my items in my store at a 15% off. That is one of the items. Let me see if any of those others I just mentioned. No, none of that. This is the first item so far that sold under the 15% off deal. Alrighty, this item also sold under the 15% off. It's 2 little Monster High vinyl figures. One was a Claudine and one was a Venus, and they were the chase pattern, as they call it. Still in their little boxes, never been removed or anything. Really great condition. Buyers all in with those at $24.14. Alrighty, and the next item is a Vera Bradley little, no, it was a purse. I almost said wallet. A little Vera Bradley purse. It was called Java Blue. I don't know, Java Blue. Don't get me lying. I have no clue. It was Olivia purse. Java Blue. I don't know. I don't know all these patterns. I don't carry purses. Anyhow. Oh, Lord. A lady made me an offer. I countered back at 12 even. She accepted, so she's all in at $18.17. This next item was a yearbook, and it was a 1967 Minnesota Lake High School yearbook, and I sold it for $6.75 free shipping, so the buyer's all in at $7.31 after taxes and everything. And it wasn't in great condition. I was really frustrated. I think I only paid $1, but I just kind of flipped through the pages like that. You know, should have looked harder because there were several pictures, not several, you know, I don't know. There was a few areas where someone had cut out, I don't know if they cut out photos or cut out writings that maybe someone had done. So, yeah, it was kind of frustrating when I got home, and I was like, really? So, you know, sometimes those little boo-boos happen, and that's okay. If I didn't say there was free shipping on that item. Alrighty, the next item up is a part of my collection. It sold under the 15% off deal. It is some vintage Pyrex. It's a really pretty pattern. It's they call it Shenandoah. It's a pale yellow with green vines on it. It's really pretty. It sold, the buyer was all in at $34.44. And like I said, that was on the 15% off, of course, because it was my collection. I have 0 into the item. The bowl itself was, or the dish itself was in great condition, but the lid had little flea bites, maybe tiny chips. So, alrighty, and the next item is a DeWalt battery charger. We had actually went to Goodwill and got, we found a couple of them at the same time. The other one had already sold. I think we may have $1 into this one. It sold under the 15% off, and it is the Buyers All In at $22.81. The next item is part of my collection as well. It's another vintage Pyrex dish. It's the Yellow Daisy pattern. The Buyers All In at $40.04. It sold under the 15% off deal. The dish was also in very good condition. Same thing. The lid had tiny little flea bites. The lid on this one, I think, was really pretty. It has a big sunflower on the top. Alrighty. Then, this next item, I'm going to give you all the totals of everything. Got my cheat sheet here. At the end on what everything sold for, and then I'll tell you after fees and all that, what I ended up with. Then I sold a little set. I sold these 3 little, 2 of them are called Zuzu Pets. Z-H-U, Zuzu Pets. At least that's how I'm pronouncing them. And I keep looking at myself. So it was 2 little Zuzu Pets, and one was a generic one. It wasn't a Zuzu, but it was similar in size and shape, and it did similar things. It rolled around and squeaked and did whatever, you know. And they all 3 worked. I just threw that little generic one in there. It was just in the bottom of one of my mystery boxes. So I really have nothing into it. I might have 75 cents into all 3 of these. It sold under the 15% off. The Buyers All In at $16.27. I had a really great weekend. I don't think I've ever sold this many items. I sold a total of 20 items. Did I say that already? I might have. But this was a really good weekend for me, and you know, woohoo! It may have been because my sale. I'm gonna keep doing the sales. So then my next item is another vintage Pyrex dish. It was a big one. It's the 444, and it was it's like 4 quarts. It's like it's a mixing bowl shape, and it was Yellow Daisy as well. It has pretty daisies on the outside of it. It was in very good condition, and it sold under the 15% off promotion, and it sold for $36.86 Buyer All In. I have 0 into it because it's part of my collection. Alrighty, then we have some, let's see, this also sold under the 15% off promotion. It's 2 little bottles of KY Duration Spray for Men. I got this, I believe I got this down in Paragould as well. I got a lot of items that day in bulk. As far as I went to a consignment store, and that's what we were hitting, little bitty thrift store consignment stores. And in this one place, I just bought a gob of things. In this one booth, this man had, or I don't know if it's a man or woman, anyhow, the person had so many items of several things and at a good price. And I was just, I don't know, I spent close to $300 in that one store that day. So that was pretty exciting, and I had made great deals. So anyhow, sorry, this item sold, if I didn't say, sold for the Buyers All In at $14.31 for this item. Alrighty. Oh, how much did I pay for those? I'm gonna guess 50 cents a piece, maybe. Wasn't much. My next item is a vintage NFL Denver Broncos Stein. It was actually 1977. And it was for the Western Division championships. And it was in physically great condition. There was no chips or cracks or anything like that. But it was supposed to have like a gold line all the way around the top and the bottom. And on one side, you know, it did have the helmet with the throwback look to it. But on one side was supposed to be, I think, all the championships of the team, and it was completely worn off. You would have never known that it was even there. So I didn't get to sell it for as much as I wanted to. This sold on the 15% promotion, and the Buyers All In at $16.43 for that item. I have maybe 50 cents into it. Got it at a Goodwill. And the last item of the day, or the weekend, and I will double check, make sure I didn't miss anything, that is a part of my collection, so I have zero into it. It's a vintage cornflower, Corningware blue cornflower, whatever. Little sauce maker. It has three little spouts on it. It's a little different. It did come with a lid, but it wasn't the original lid. This sold for buyers all in at $29.53 on this item. Let me see. Of course, zero into it because it was my collection. If I did not say that already, let me check. Alrighty. Yep, I hit them all. And actually, two of the Pyrex dishes was going out to the same buyer. So that was exciting. I almost missed it because they were not bought at the same time. And I thought, as I was packing up things, I was like, well, let me check and make sure, you know, none of these Pyrex are going to the same buyer. You know, your brain just goes, you know, if it's similar items. And it wasn't even the same pattern. So that was... I just got lucky because I had just boxed up one Pyrex dish. And I was like, oh, you know, let me check. Sure enough, I checked, and the last two items sitting behind me were bought from the same buyer. And I was glad I caught it. I'd hate to have, you know, sent out two boxes. So, alrighty. So, my weekend sales, all of those with shipping and all that came up to $472.36, and that was very exciting for me. I don't think I've ever made that much for over a weekend. That was really good for me. I was, especially during, you know, right now what's going on, and I don't have a lot of the puzzles and video games like a lot of people do. So I was happy that a lot of these things are selling that you wouldn't think would be selling. So, after I took out all the shipping fees and taxes and PayPal and eBay fees, I'm left with $211.64. Of course, that is before the taxes that I saved. So that's actually 55%. Did I make that, or is it 45? I don't know, and I'm still looking at myself over there. I'm going to start putting something up on the screen so I can't see my face. Oh, Lord. So anyhow, that was a really good weekend for me. I hope others are having... Ooh, see that white? Ooh, the light. So I hope everyone else is having good sales. Fingers crossed that everyone is having good sales and that we continue to have sales. So I think that was everything else that I wanted to say. I hope that everyone is staying safe and having a great time at home, maybe getting some rest, maybe getting some things done. So I'm going to let y'all go. Go out and make yourself proud. Don't forget. Give me a thumbs up. Share my videos with your friends. And consider subscribing. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.